Hello everyone, my name is Himanshu Sharma. In this video, we will handle different authorization errors and respond with custom messages. This video is in continuation to my previous video. So let's quickly recall our previous video setup. So start the Keycloak server first. Okay, it started. Now let's run our application. And it's running. Let's head to the Keycloak console. Let's refresh it once. Okay, admin console. Alright, and here we have this new demo realm as part of our previous video, and we created two users, Himanshu and HS Premium. Himanshu is the normal user which have access only to one endpoint, and in HS Premium we have a user with access to two endpoints, the premium endpoint as well as the normal endpoint. Okay, and now let me quickly show you the endpoints. So the endpoints were these, hello and hello PR. So let's head to the postman. Okay, over here we will request with the Himanshu user credentials, and we get one token, we copy it and we head to the hello endpoint request, we send it and we should get a correct response. And if you try to use with PR, we should be getting a error like forbidden, right? And if we try to generate the token with different user, HS Premium, all right, and this one, if you try to use this token, we paste it, send it, yeah, it's a premium user and it should be able to access the normal endpoint also, right? So this was our setup, and this is the setup which we will continue in this video also. And this video focus only on the handling the authorization errors, and to get the complete setup you can watch my previous video. Alright, so let's get started. So first thing is, let me pull you. So let's get started, and first let me show you what will happen if I send an expired token. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I have this expired token with me, and what I'm going to do, I will just use this one and I will paste it over here and I send it, and you can see over here I'm simply getting 401, right? But here I'm not sure that why is this failed, right? So let's head to the application and see how we can handle this thing. Now let me restart my application once in debug mode so that I can show you at which point these things are getting unauthorized, like where this error is coming. So okay, so it started. I'm starting in debug mode, and now if I again try to make a request, I am getting 401. Okay, we are good. So let's get back to our security config class. So this looks familiar. You can see some commented code. I will uncomment them because these are part of our this video. So okay, so first thing is, if you remember, we added this policy enforcer filter over here, right? And this is responsible to connect to Keycloak and get the valid authorization, right? So now what will happen is, let me put a debug point over here, okay, and send it. See, I'm getting the error and it did not even hit my endpoint, right? That means that error is coming even before getting to the Keycloak, right? So how we can handle that error? So basically that error comes when you are dealing with the JWT, okay, here, right? So there is one class, let me show you this one, this JWT timestamp validator. So this will get invoked even before you are heading to the Keycloak. So let me put over here, and when we are sending this token, JWT token, this token already have that information whether it is expired or not. It have those timestamp information. So that validation can be done without even connecting to Keycloak, right? So that is why we are getting this error even before reaching out to Keycloak. So now if I send it and it's hitting my debug point, so what is happening is from here only the token validator will say it's a failure because it is an expired token. It got expired way back like around 18 September itself. Okay, so now if I put over here and let's yeah, right, so it will go from here, it return, and that's it, done. So now how we can handle this one? Like, so this is fine, we are getting 401, but I want a custom message over here now so that user is aware that it is actually the token expiry issue, right? So what we can do is we go back to our security config and I'm going to enable this line only, and I need to delete this like this. Okay, so wherever you use this or to with JWT defaults, after that you can chain one more method, which is authentication entry point, and here you can create your own custom authentication entry point. And what is this custom authentication entry point is? It's a simple component, okay, and let me show you where is it. So I have created this one, and what you have to do is you just need to implement this interface, and inside this you need to override this method, and here you will provide your custom message whatever you want. So in my case what I'm saying is, instead of giving it I'm giving it 401 and I'm writing my custom message, okay, and here the message which I am I am even using the authentication exception message. Okay, you can write your own message or you can use this method to get whatever message is coming, right? You are putting it over here, and then we just say that okay, the response content type is application JSON. Okay, and now let's get back to security config. So I will inject it, and what I will do is, let me uncomment this one. Let's keep custom filter for now as commented, and let's keep it like this. Okay, so I just I'm just injecting it into my security config, and I created this as a component. So if you can reuse it over here, yeah, so I have created this as a component. I'm implementing this interface and I'm overriding the comments method. That's it. That's all you need. After this, whenever that authentication exception occur related to your token expiry, it will come over here and it will give this custom response whichever you want, right? So let me get back to security config and let's quickly check the setup. So yeah, we just added this one and we put it over here, and that's it. No need to make any changes, and I just restarted debug now. Alright, started. Now let's see how our application behave for the expired JWT token. We send it. Okay, we have a debug. It will go over here, that's fine. Let's pass it through. Hope we don't have any. Yep, done. And see, we are getting our custom message, right? If you want to add anything more, you can add that. Let's get over to our entry point over here. Okay, let's say you want to add one more thing, you can just paste it. It's just a string, it's a string. You can frame it as a JSON and set the header as application JSON, so it will be treated as JSON. So let's say you say message, and you can say like let's put it like this, your token is expired, please generate a new one. Okay, and let's restart it. Okay, head to the postman, send it, and right. So that's how it will behave. And regarding this one, if you try to comment it and run, if you don't provide the header, so even though it's a JSON string, but what will happen is, see, it will be viewed as a text, right? So that way you make sure that okay, you are sending it as a JSON, so you're putting a header that okay, my content is actually JSON, so treat it in that manner only. Alright, so this part is fine. So now we are getting our custom messages for the JWT tokens expiry, right? Now coming on to the second authorization error, which is when a normal user is trying to access the premium resource. So let me generate a token for a normal user, which is okay. Should send it and copy it and paste it and test it, and it should okay, fine. Let's see. All right, so we are getting hello normal user. Okay, fine. And then let's try to access the premium endpoint, send it, and here we are getting what? Forbidden error, right? And this is something we are getting by default. Like we have not customized this message yet, but we need to do that, right? So we need to handle that. So basically, whenever you are dealing with these exceptions, you need to just make sure that you need to find a way to get those authorization errors at your code level, and then there you can specify your custom messages. So the way we did over here is one of the way for catching the JWT. Second thing, this one is coming from the Keycloak, right? So now for in order to handle this, what we can do is, see, we created a policy enforcer filter, right? And we define it as a filter. So what we can do is we can add another filter after this. So whenever something comes from here, I can utilize my next filter to process that and accordingly customize my response. Okay. So now what will happen is whenever I am saying that okay, add filter after, and you can see that on the right hand side I have the exact same class. So what will happen is, let's say, let me do one thing. Okay, so let's say I add filter 1 and I'm saying it should be after class A. Okay, and then I'm saying filter 2 and it should be after class 1. Okay, class A. Alright, so now the sequence will be filter 1 will always be processed first and then filter 2. This is going to be the sequence. If I change this declaration like this, then this sequence will also be reversed, right? So now what we are saying is that whatever happened after filter 1, make sure to call filter 2, and then in filter 2 we will decide what needs to be done for the response. Okay, and that's what we are going to do over here. Now here I created a custom filter, and how we can create a custom filter is just create a class which implements filter, and you just need to override do filter. And after this, make sure you are calling the filter chain, this argument, and calling its do filter with the request response. And these request response you can customize here at your end, right? So in this case, what we are doing is I am getting the servlet response, okay, and casting it as an HTTP servlet response. Then I'm checking whether it's a forbidden error or not. Like it's up to you which status code you are targeting. So currently in our case we are getting what, 403 forbidden, right? So we are targeting for 403 only. So it should be, yeah, 403, right? So when you're saying whenever the response is coming as 403, so remember this response is after the Keycloak have decided that okay, this is unauthorized, this user don't have the premium access. Okay, now we are catching that response in our custom filter, and here again, as we did earlier for the JWT, here we have again rewriting the response as per our convenience. Okay, so here what you are saying is we say that okay, status is 403, fine. Error, we say that okay, this resource is only for premium user, kindly pay first. And yeah, and you can say message you are not authorized for this endpoint, right? All right, this way you can do. So and then finally we call this one, and yeah, right, save it, and then we get back to our security config. So this is the only thing, this is the custom filter, and let's get to the security config, and let's enable this filter also. So now we expect this to be injected also while creating the security config object, and then we are including it over here, right? That's all the change we need. And now we restart this application. Okay, all right, so application is started, and let's head to our Postman. Let's generate a token for our user. Let's copy this one and paste it over here, send it, right? We are getting our custom message. This resource is only for premium user, kindly pay first, you are not authorized for this endpoint. You can even change the status of this. So here we are getting this 403 forbidden. So let's say I want a different status message. So what you can do is you can go over here and you can say that okay, you can say to custom filter, and we can say that okay, for this one I want http servlet response dot set status, and we say http status dot, and we say service unavailable. Let's say we don't want this service to be available for a normal user. Okay, so now let's restart and see what happens. Okay, all right, so it started, and let's hit the endpoint again, and we are still getting 403. Okay, let's see what's the issue. And what we are getting, get writer has already been called. Oh, okay, I think, yeah, I need to correct myself. So since here this is our breaking point, so we will not call the do filter method. Okay, and yeah, so what we are expecting is once we are getting this error, it should be handled at this filter level, and we don't want to call any other filter because we are saying that okay, this is the breaking scenario and we just want the response to be provided back to the user without performing any further analysis on this request. Okay, so now let's restart and see if it work. We are saying yes, service unavailable. All right, so let's hit it again, and yes, we are getting unavailable, and now you can see it is coming as text because we have to update the content type. So we say that okay, application JSON, right? And we just restart it, and okay, wait, so let's change this one also. Let's make this consistent with our response status. So all right, now check the response, and yes, we are getting it in the JSON now, and we are getting the 503 error. All right, so let's revisit one last time. So what we did is we created custom authentication entry point, which is a class implementing the authentication entry point interface, and it's overriding the comments method. This part we did for JWT expiry handling. Okay, and we injected it where we injected it after our like during the resource server definition. Okay, and the second thing we did was we implemented the custom filter. We implement the filter interface and created a custom filter class. Here we are overriding the doFilter method, and here we can change the status. We can provide our custom response, and we can change the content type, and we have put this filter after our policy enforcer filter. Yeah, so that's all in this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.